Brother Richard from the United States, and this time we're going to talk about ways that demons can get into Christians. And now that we know that Christians can struggle with demons, how do the demons enter into us to do us harm? And there's basically three categories that all forms of demons getting in enter into. The first way is something that we do or say. Usually this is some form of sin. So that opens the door for demons to get in. And I'm not going to get into the whole biblical thing, yes, we're forgiven and all that, but let me just say it's something that happened to us sometime in our life and the demons come in. The second thing is something that somebody has done to us or something has happened, which could be a curse that somebody has put on us, a rape, something somebody has done to us, maybe a car accident. It could be something major that caused major trauma. And then the third way is going back into times past when somebody had done something and it enters into the bloodline and passes down from generation to generation. So those are the three main ways that demons enter in. Now, the study of demons should not be studied apart from curses. Now, let's take a look at the curses. Curses can come from any of those things. Throughout the Bible, there's a lot of references to a lot of different types of curses, but let's look at Deuteronomy 28. It's got a whole long list. Yes, it starts with all the blessings, and then the latter half of it talks about all the different curses, so I encourage you to read Deuteronomy 28 to find ways that demons are able to get in and curses get started. Now, they can start with someone speaking a curse over us. Usually that's involving some sort of witchcraft. Now, sometimes we curse ourselves through our speech. Now, if people can be healed from speaking God's word over a situation, the Bible, scriptures, curses can start the same way, just by us talking about negative things and putting negative thoughts into our minds. And then next thing you know, the demons follow. And the first way that demons will enter in is through some sort of trauma. Anything that causes a lot of emotion can be an open door for demons to come in. A major accident causes heightened emotions. Now, the same is true for rape, for physical abuse, or imagine a child seeing their parent shot to death right in front of them. It causes major trauma. Now, the first spirit to enter in may be fear. Following that, it may turn to like the anger and the hatred, and one spirit after another seems to follow. That once it gets started, it can be on a whole downhill trek as far as demons entering in. Now, it doesn't seem fair that a young, innocent girl who is raped should be infected with demons. But it happens that way, and sexual demons come in. Now, if you look at the statistics, it's going to show that if someone is raped, it's going to tend to happen again and again. And a boy who is raped, he may become the one that does the attacking. He may be the one doing the raping or even killing, because it's another demon spirit that comes in. And the girl who gets raped may end up having sex outside of marriage again and again, and that may even lead to a spirit of prostitution. Once these spirits enter in, it's one after another. Any sex outside of marriage can be that open door to demons. And in the same way that you receive a sexually transmitted disease if you're having sex with someone, and you can pick up their sexually transmitted disease, you can also pick up all those demons that your sexual partner has. So multiple sex partners can lead to multiple demons. Abortion opens the door for a spirit of murder or death to enter. And this may also be true for the man who forces a woman to have an abortion, or if he pays for it, or especially if he's the father, it could be that open door. And demon spirits of death and murder, suicide, they all travel in a whole bunch together. Now, if we look at the Ten Commandments, then someone who breaks them may have legal grounds for a demon to enter. Demons can only do what they're allowed to do according to the Bible. Now, God said, we shall have no other gods before him. So those who have worshipped Hindu gods or the Muslim god Allah have opened that door, and demon spirits come in. Adultery also have its consequences. Theft, murder, any of those things in the Ten Commandments. But you've got to get to know the Bible to know where to look. As far as the Ten Commandments, look in Exodus 20. Drugs and alcohol can be the open doors for spirits of addiction or pharmakia to enter in. Now, marijuana may be legal in a lot of places around the world, but it can also open that door. So does this mean that every teenager who gets drunk will have demon spirits? Not necessarily, but it is risky behavior spiritually that could open that door. So what about the drugs prescribed by a doctor? It depends on the level of the drugs. I mean, anything that can affect your thinking can be like really risky behavior spiritually. So if you're getting drunk, if you're taking drugs and your mind is not all there, you're taking drugs to escape, it's just that open door. And I'm not telling anyone to stop taking their drugs that have been prescribed by their doctor that helps them function. I do believe in taking the least amount possible and asking Jesus to heal you. Never, ever take prescription drugs that a doctor has not prescribed to you. This opens the same door as the illegal drugs. Now, anytime a spirit leaves us, anytime someone leaves us, let's say a parent who leaves us, that opens the door for a spirit of abandonment to come in, a spirit of rejection. If a father is leaving due to a divorce, if he dies, if he's in prison, it can open that door wide. And then that's just the beginning of many other demons to follow. Those who are orphans may be struggling with abandonment and spirits of rejection. Divorce can be passed down from one generation to another. And any of the spirits of our ancestors can be passed down from one generation to the next. Now, recently I was working with someone that had a grandmother who had given away her baby because she could not afford to keep it. And this caused the demons to enter into the bloodline, and it passed from generation to generation and caused a whole host of problems for all those future generations. And sexual sins, any kind of occult practice, can be passed down from generation to generation. Fortune telling, that's a spirit that tends to stay in the family. Occult practices can lead to a number of different type of problems. So, how do the spirits related to witchcraft enter? It can start in childhood with just something as simple as playing games, playing around with a Ouija board, astrology, going to a fortune teller, a seance. Any of these things can be that open door. And the seance, just asking evil spirits, not even thinking of them as evil, but just getting into the spirit world and asking them to come, is just opening that door for the occult spirits to start coming in, spirits of witchcraft. Reading books about magic, reading books not only books, but also movies, anything regarding the occult. And there's so many movies out these days that are all about the occult, witchcraft, demon spirits. Now, if a parent takes a child to a shaman, a witch doctor, or anyone who performs any kind of rituals, it can most assuredly be the beginning of witchcraft. And any kind of potion, something that you drink or whatever that's dedicated, and they do this special thing before you drink it, a good luck charm or even tattoos can open that door. And depending where you are, if doctors are few and far between and you want to get healed, oftentimes you go to the witch doctor. Look out, you're just asking for more trouble than you were before. Having friends that are practicing any kind of witchcraft is just asking for trouble. Crystals, yes, they can have power. I know, because before I became a Christian, what happened is that I carried crystals with me, and the power is not from it's not from God. It's from the dark side. And when you've got to make a choice, you might want to stick with the blood and the cross, what Jesus has done for you. Now, at this point, you may be thinking there's so many ways for a demon to enter, and it's quite possible that many, many people have demons. So what do? First step is salvation. No one is safe from the power of darkness, the devil or Lucifer, until they ask Jesus for forgiveness of their sins, and they ask Jesus to come into their heart. So the next video will actually be starting the deliverance process with a group deliverance and eliminating curses. Thank you and God bless.